Hello, welcome to Shut up. Welcome to Class 4 Outbreak's podcast. Now, we do have a new name. We decided to move away from the console wars because we didn't really talk about console wars that much. It was a little too generic. And we're not generic. I'm gay. She's got red hair. He's got the same birthday as Hitler. So, I'm always Result.
Max Pilot.
I'm another.
Though, I guess red hair doesn't make me less generic, but I have cancer, and a lot of people got that.
And she has cancer.
And very, very tiny hands.
Tiny, little baby hands.
She's a tiny person.
Look at my little baby hands.
Holy crap.
Oh my
God.
hands.
Yeah. Her entire hand fills up my entire palm.
But I've got these tiny hands.
You're a tiny person, and I'm a very big person, so...
Take my good hand. Take my strong hand.
Alright, so we were going to talk about what games came out this week, but
nothing
really
this week.
came out, so...
What stuff that came out last week, like Lego...
Yeah, last week, the Marvel Avengers.
Final Fantasy Explorers, which you didn't really seem to like that much.
Well, the thing about Final Fantasy Explorers is it's a pretty good game, but the grind is like okay, grinding is usually super repetitive anyway, but this is like the worst kind of repetitive because you have like the 3 of the same moves over and over and over again, and most of your moves can like one hit kill everything, and it's not fun. It's not fun. Now that game would be really good if you had a group of people to play it with because it's designed to be a little bit like an MMO, but it's like a handheld MMO, which is really weird, but it works pretty well. It feels very much like Final Fantasy XIV, to be honest with you, mixed with Monster Hunter, but they don't have the dodge mechanic, which is really weird.
Oh, that is
which makes it less enjoyable.
Because
there are bosses where you would have needed something.
I never played Monster Hunter.
I haven't either.
I played
Freedom
Monster
Wars,
Hunter.
right?
I played 3. I played Monster Hunter 3 when it came to the Wii.
Have you played Freedom Wars?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
Momentarily.
Kind of the same
The
thing.
character customization is really good. Well, I mean, it could be better, but it's good enough. And then my big thing with it is just it's a Final Fantasy fandom game, so you pretty much get to create your own character with like legendary weapons from other games, legendary outfits from other characters. Like you can have like Cloud come in and fight with you, or Lightning come in and fight with you, stuff like that.
So that's something that irritates me that Final Fantasy, like Square Enix, relies on all the time. They're like, here's a game, it's a Square Enix game, so like here's some Final Fantasy shit we're gonna throw into it. I'm like, fuck, get out of my goddamn game. Just get.
No, this is the thing. They
come
kinda,
up with a new fucking IP at some point that doesn't suck.
Dissidia did a thing where they brought all the heroes together against the villains, and and then they switched sides. Some heroes became villains, yada yada. So this game is pretty much they're allowing you to do the same thing, but you're playing on teams now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Warriors Orochi, which does the same shit.
She's gonna play Warriors Orochi.
Only with time travel.
Only with time travel, which makes it just so much better. Fucking goddamn travel. Oh, there's a demon king. All my friends are dead. I'm gonna go travel back in time and save them. Step in the magic glowing circle. You're from the moon. I don't understand what's happening in my life right now.
Yes.
Sounds like every Final Fantasy game ever.
Yeah, actually. It's no art. There's not an RPG, so all I have to do is press a button repeatedly over and over again, and everything dies. And I can be Machao and fight for justice!
Okay.
At least whenever you get that game, you expect the repetition.
Exactly. Final Fantasy, I want something different. I never get it.
I really want to talk about The Witness, but I don't really know a whole lot about it, other than it's a really good puzzle game. 750 puzzles, $40, PlayStation, and I think it might be on PC also.
What kind of puzzles are we talking about? Are we talking like Bejeweled puzzles?
No.
We're talking about
No, I think
like
we're
Stanley
talking about,
Parable puzzles?
Yeah, like platform.
Or Talos Principle. I'm sorry, not Stanley Parable.
There are mechanics that you learn, like, so you do a puzzle, you learn how the puzzle works, and then they, like, I don't know, I guess it kind of transfers into a different kind of puzzle, but, doing more and more puzzles makes you learn how the other puzzles will work.
It's
okay.
It's really complicated. It's
kind of like Portal 2 kind of thing.
All I know is I read it, and I read the thing, and
yeah,
it's like,
it's a really good example.
You have amnesia. You don't know who you are, or where you are, or why you're here, and I'm like, fuck it.
The cool thing is it takes place
I don't want a game that gives me an identity crisis.
Well...
Warriors of Virtue.
And then I'm going to get to the end, I'm going to have been the bad guy, and it's just...
I don't know anything about the story or anything like that, but it takes place on this gigantic island, and each part of the island has different weather effects, and it's really pretty. So, it got a 10 out of 10 on IGN. I don't know what it got ratings on.
10 out of 10.
Give me 10 out of 10.
Can fish up your bum.
No. Sounds like a great date. You got tiny hands, you won't kill me. Anyway, when we're not talking about fisting... do you want to talk about Mighty Number 9's delay?
I'm very, very upset.
It was funny because we were trying to figure out what we were going to talk on this podcast, and we were literally saying that generally this close to a release date, because that was supposed to be in like a week or two, wasn't it?
It was really. I think it was the 9th. I think it was the 9th.
We were talking about how things don't generally get pushed back so this close to release, but Mighty Number 9 once again does not fail to disappoint fail to disappoint.
I mean, people are really losing faith in that game. Like,
People
they
lost faith in
pushed
that
it
game
so
last
much.
time.
Well, I mean, another thing that they lost faith in is they changed the art style like completely. Like people funded this like cartoony looking game, and then they like made it 3D and it looked completely different. They're like, what?
Yeah, that's what I feel the worst about is the Kickstarter people have got to be just like, what the fuck is happening? These are one of those things where it falls back onto like the early access Kickstarter pitfalls, where even if a project gets successful, it may not necessarily be the thing that you wanted whenever it finally comes out. Mine are number 9, and we don't even know if that game's coming out. They're like, we push it back to spring 2016, and I was like, well, I guess that's a start, because that's going to be like, April,
Well, I mean,
May.
they claimed the game was pretty much completely done. Just they were having issues with multiplayer and matchmaking and stuff like that on the multiple platforms, and they were working on that. And I said they were working very tirelessly throughout the entire thing, all the way up to the last minute to try and solve it. They just couldn't do it.
See,
I'm hoping it's good, but it's getting so ridiculous.
Well, I mean, as much as they pushed it back, I mean, though the best, the thing is each time they push the game back, it just means it's getting better.
Not necessarily.
I don't know.
I mean, that's what you hope.
If this game comes out,
that's what you hope. Yeah,
okay,
at the very least.
That's what you tell yourself.
He's already kickstarted another game too, like a long time ago. It's supposed to be okay. So this one's based off like old school Mega Man. The next one that he kickstarted was based off of Mega Man Legends Mega Man, where he takes someone off except around spiky hair.
Mega Man Legends was just fan-fucking-tastic.
The artwork that he did for it is really beautiful. Like he did some really good artwork for it for this new concept that he's doing. But he's been trying to kickstart that one. I'm not sure if it's funded yet or not. But I don't know if he's putting too much work into that, not focus on 90 number 9.
Well, and he's just one dude, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a whole team of developers with him.
Peter Molyneux does the same bullshit where he's like, yeah, I'm working on this game, and it's going to be fantastic. And he gets, like, partway through developing, he's like, I'm going to leave this with my team, and I'm going to go work on something else. It's also going to be fantastic. And then everything he does is just a major fucking failure, and nobody believes in him anymore.
Dang.
Somebody
has very strong feelings with Peter Molyneux.
Yep. Fuck that guy.
I mean, I understand.
Godus could have been so fantastic, but no. And it's still, they're still working on it, but god damn that guy.
Fable 2 could have been so good. Fable 3 could have been so
good.
good.
You could have dog. Okay, so
Fable Journey could have not existed at all.
And then Fable 2 was like multiplayer. It's going to be the multiplayer for Fable 2 was just the absolute worst.
Are you talking about split screen or like was there an online mechanic?
No, it was on system. It was split screen in so much that you didn't play your own character. You got to play like some peasant that followed the main hero around.
Yeah, and he's always the same every time.
And you were always on the same screen and shit. And it was pointless. At least in 3.
Yeah, they at least fixed that in 3. Although 3 was just overall a worse game.
Yeah, but 3 was fun because you got achievements for marrying your friends.
Yeah.
Because you could marry other players.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Did we do that? We got that achievement, yeah.
Yeah, I think
we needed a shit ton of money or something.
And we needed the achievement.
Yep.
Because why not?
Because, you had an Xbox 360, you gotta play Fable.
That's right.
I want Saints Row 1 to be backwards compatible, but that's an entirely different conversation.
Who developed that?
Volition.
Get on it. Email them like, I want this
now. They're probably, I hope they're working on something.
If Deep Silver was smart, they would.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, because Volition, or the guys who do Saints Row, we haven't heard much out of Volition, period, since Gat Out of Hell release, so.
Pretty much since that happened. After
we don't know what they're working on. We don't know. I mean, hopefully we'll see something out of them because they make great games. Look at Saints Row 3 and 4, and 2 was a great game. Don't get me wrong, I love that game. The graphics were shit, but the game itself was just fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah. Because that's true about any of that Grand Theft Auto.
One was fucking terrible. Great story. If you played through one, it had a pretty solid story, but like the gameplay was shit. It was just a weird, bad Grand Theft Auto clone. But yeah, so I'm hoping that we see something out of Volition sometime before I die, which could be soon, could be a really long time from now. God only knows.
That makes me really sad.
What?
That's just really dark. Like, I mean, it could be tomorrow, but I mean...
It could be tomorrow. I
Shut
could
up.
Fall down the stairs right
you
after this podcast.
You need to stop talking like right now.
Don't like my cats.
One of these days, her knee may just give out while she's going up the stairs or down the stairs.
Y'all are so positive.
Anyways, so he didn't like Final Fantasy Explorers.
It was okay. I'm going to keep playing it. It's probably going to get a lot better once I get into like the better dungeons and stuff right now, but like right now I'm just like at square one, and it's just kind of crap.
It's kind of just generic.
Well, I mean, I guess it has that same flaw that Triforce Heroes has, which really isn't a flaw. It's that it relies very heavily on the multiplayer, and if you don't have the multiplayer... Well, I mean, Triforce Heroes is pretty fun. Actually, Triforce Heroes is a lot more fun playing by yourself than Final Fantasy Explorers is playing by yourself.
Like the fact that because I just figured out recently I can run flashpoints on SWTOR all by myself. I'm like, finally, an MMO, I don't have to play with other people. Fuck multi. Anything that relies...
MMO, massively multiplayer, and she chooses to play it by herself.
So I mean, any game that relies really heavily on the multiplayer, I'm not even going to buy into in the first place. Which
unless it's Star Wars.
Unless it's Star Wars, I can't exactly. I can't be like, yeah, I'm really only a hypocrite when it comes to Star Wars.
Speaking of Star Wars,
I suppose the Division better be real fucking good, or I'm gonna be pissed. Like, you can play that on your own. Like, you don't necessarily need other people for the Division.
Right.
I just don't want to go into the PvP zones.
Yeah,
you don't have to. Yeah, you can. I mean, unless you want really, really, really good like equipment and stuff.
For PvP, who cares?
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm ready for that game. But okay, so we talked about on a later episode about Battlefront and how it really didn't need a campaign. And I was thinking about it today while I was at work, and I think Battlefront, if they made listen, I know you're gonna like stop me for it. Okay, so I would like to see a game like Battlefront that looks like Battlefront, plays exactly like Battlefront, but plays with the story of Han Solo, like going into like books and stuff like that. I don't know. I was just thinking about that today. I'm like, that would be really fun.
Well, and again, like I said, I've had this discussion I think with you guys off podcast, but the reason I think one of the main reasons why we didn't see a campaign logically is the fact that Disney has such a tight hold on that story right now, like because they basically got it. We're like, okay, anything that's not these like 12 items is not canon. It doesn't exist anymore because they want to be able to tell those stories and make the money off that stories. And EA would have had to go and submit something for EA. They'd have had to be like, okay, this is because it takes place. What I think. Like I forget like where in the timeline it takes place. So first they'd have to nail down exactly what point in the timeline it takes place because Vader's still running around and shit and Boba Fett's still running around.
Well, Battlefront it can't be canon. I mean,
well, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They'd have to nail down exactly when it took place
for the campaign.
For the campaign, they'd have to nail down when it took place, and they'd have to come up with a campaign for it, and then Disney would have to admit this is canon.
Yeah, and
if they would just be pointless.
If they made a campaign for the first three movies, like episode 4, 5, and 6, like people aren't really going to want or be that receptive to that kind of campaign because you just go watch the movies if you want it.
People are stupid.
They would want a unique story.
I agree with you. Once they flesh out the story more, like once we get books and stuff, I would really like to see, like maybe if they do Han Solo's origin story, I'd like to see a game that plays
Star Wars 1313.
I'd like to see a game that plays like Battlefront.
Of course.
That has the art style and the gameplay style that would let me.
I'm new to the Star Wars thing. I'm a noob to the Star Wars thing.
That would have been a great game to come out, Star Wars 13, but that's never going to happen.
Like, logically,
it
we
might
probably
still,
won't see it
because we're supposed to get a Boba Fett origin story.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to be a game, though.
Pointless. Didn't we see his origin story?
Sort of.
I mean, sure. In so much that we saw Anakin's origin story.
I suppose I wouldn't call it an origin story. We're basically supposed to get like a standalone story for most of the characters. Speaking of, since we're talking about mildly origin stories for certain characters, fucking the new seasons of Rebels has Princess Leia in it, like young, non-Senator Princess Leia. I was like, fuck, shit, I gotta get on this. I haven't watched it yet, but everybody shut up.
Is that show on Netflix, like the previous seasons?
No.
Where can you watch it?
You're gonna have to pirate it. Yeah.
I have the first season.
He's got the DVD.
I have the DVD
We should have a Star Wars marathon.
Yeah, I need to just write into my veins.
Yeah,
but you can't watch it on Hulu. You can only buy it.
It's Disney XD.
It's Disney XD. That's why, and Disney's not gonna license that out to anybody.
But I mean, like as far as that game I was talking about, I mean, like logically, it probably couldn't happen. But I think it would be really fun.
No, but it could happen. I think it'll be a while though. Is the problem?
Like
the problem is
third person game where you get to play as
Star Wars 1313, where you
play as you're shooting. Each of your little blasters and stuff like that.
Like I said, I think it can happen, but it won't happen anytime soon because, again, we're still in the middle of new Star Wars fever. And once that dies down a little bit and we can see... Because George Lucas was like... They were like, we want to make Knights of the Old Republic. And George Lucas was like, that's fine. But if BioWare were to come to them now and be like, we want to make Knights of the Old Republic, like now, if they wanted to do that now, Disney would have probably been like, no, like that kind of thing. I mean, we can't say for sure, but I think that's what it is. We're in the middle of all the Star Wars hype, and I think Disney, because they really like to control their IPs. Like, really, really like to control their IPs.
I mean, I understand.
That's why we don't see a whole lot of Marvel games.
I mean,
who doesn't want to be Captain America?
A very fragile thing to play with, I guess, though.
Not really.
I mean,
no, it's in fact, it's so much fun to play with. And look at the expanded universe. That was literally people going, there's this giant world. I want to make up a story in this giant world that's already made for me. Like it's not fragile because it doesn't have a set lore.
Well, I mean, like I'm talking about as like the main characters. I mean, you can like make up some random ass character.
Exactly,
like,
make some random. Some of the better games were with random ass characters. Fucking Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. There was a game with Dash Rendar who was a fucking weirdo.
Some of the old Jedi Knights or Kyle Katarn and stuff are really good.
Did you want to talk about the new season pass content that's coming out? Or
it was just a few new maps, things like that.
I get to fight in Jabba's palace.
You invade Jabba's palace on Tatooine. They're, of course, they're adding the Cloud City
Now
in Bespin.
I gotta spend
later
$50 on
the
a
kind of thing.
fucking season pass.
But yeah,
Pissed
and-
off about it.
I might buy it because of the
Yeah, and the Death
Star.
Star. is one
Cloud
of it,
City.
yeah.
Fucking Bespin. Don't. Ah.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome.
They're doing good things with their
everybody
season
who
pass,
gives-
even though it's a little expensive.
Everybody who gives Battlefront shit, I want to be like, you don't like Star Wars.
They still haven't announced the 4 new hero characters yet, which is kind of bugging me because I
Who do you think
really
it'll
want
be?
to know. I don't know. I thought it was going to be Force Awakens characters,
It
but they said they weren't going to do those. So I've got
who's
no idea.
confirmed so far? Like who are like I because I haven't played as a whole lot
Well,
of
in
years.
the
There's
game-
Boba Fett. There's
In the game, there's only
Luke.
6. There's Luke, there's Leia, there's Han for the Rebels, and there's Vader,
Vader, Emperor.
Palpatine, and
Boba Fett.
for the Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's not, like, I think part of the reason why there's no Force Awakens characters is, again, not the same timeline.
Well, okay, so they said
Except
4
the
characters.
whole Battle Jakku thing.
Yeah, but the Battle of Jakku takes place, like I said, they'd have to nail down the timeline.
So there's no. Okay,
There
so
will
there's
be no
4,
Force Awakens
right.
DLC
So
in the season.
there are 4 characters they're adding. That's it.
There's 6.
6 new
But
ones that they're adding.
they're adding 4 more.
Okay,
so they're
who do
going to
you
be
think
2
will
for
be?
each side, I'm assuming.
Like the Star random names. Who do you think it'll be?
I'm thinking
Really?
maybe Chewbacca might be one of them.
Yeah, Chewbacca would
That'd be
cool.
really cool.
Chewie would be fan-
Because Chewie would make sense.
if we could see an Obi-Wan.
Oh my God! Yes, please bring me Obi-Wan.
Well, no, it would be like it'd probably be like a Ben Kenobi if anything.
Well, that's what I'm
Like
saying,
old-
though.
old
Well, that's what
Ben,
I'm saying. It would be, they'd probably, I mean, to balance it out, they could throw another Force user, like another
Yeah.
lightsaber person on the other side.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Leia's, like, tapping into her Force powers.
But then you look over on the Empire side, and I have no clue who they could add for the Empire.
It could be so many
Maybe they
fucking
do.
things.
Maybe they do prequel characters. Maybe they do young Obi-Wan. Maybe they do.
I don't
I mean,
think
because
those are
there's
prequel.
nothing canon about Battlefront.
Well, no, I'm saying, I acknowledge there's nothing canon, but they're still within a set time period. They haven't nailed down the exact timeline, but they're
I'm
still
greedy.
within
I
a set
want young
time period.
Obi-Wan.
I mean, honestly,
Stop and masturbate
honestly, the
every
way
fucking Infinity figure.
the way you look at Luke though in that game, it's at least Jedi timeline.
No, I'm
It's
not
at
like
least Return
it's
of the
probably
Jedi.
Jedi,
Yeah.
but they'd still have
the
to.
very
But they're
least.
working within a set timeline though,
Yeah.
because it doesn't like Vader's still around.
Yeah.
And Palpatine's still around. They don't throw out Anakin Skywalker. They're not going to throw out Padme Amidala as
Okay,
fucking
so-
useless as she was outside of the second movie. The 10 minutes she was useful in the second movie.
Think about prequel characters and who they could put in it. Heroes and villains.
You would, yeah. I mean, prequel characters. Prequel doesn't really have a whole lot of like really set characters unless you want to start digging into the Jedi Council on like the
Qui-Gon.
and there's no like Republic Empire side really. Because I mean, you had like Dooku and Grievous. I suppose you could use them.
Dooku and Grievous would be really cool.
You could do Qui-Gon, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, whatever the fuck that guy, Ayla Secura.
Yeah, I doubt they would ever use Aayla Secura, Plo Koon. Those are so obscure. It's
Because
ridiculous.
they were in the PS1 game. Remember the
Yeah.
fucking
If
lightsaber?
they would
They were
use
also in the PS2 game, Battlefront 2. They were
Oh,
in there
yeah, I
too.
forgot
You could
about
play
that.
as them.
Plo Koon had a weird face.
Yeah.
But then he's like one of those. He's the same. I think he's the same race as Tol Braga. From,
Actually, I don't know if Plo
Smoke
Koon
Koon.
was in. I think it was Kiadi Mundi was in Battlefront 2. It wasn't Plo Koon.
Can you
Plo
play as
Koon.
Yoda in Battlefront?
Yeah, in Battlefront 2 you could. Yeah.
No, I mean in the new one.
No.
No.
What? Why?
He's dead by
Because technically, if they were to nail down the timeline and go with the Jedi timeline, he'd be dead.
He'd either be dead or at the very least he's too old to fight.
He's too old
Like
to
he's
fight,
a
yeah.
badass, but for some
He's
odd
a badass in
reason,
the prequels, yeah.
light side users have not figured out how to become immortal through the Force, despite the fact that dark side users seem to make it so fucking easy. Because the Emperor's still around and kicking, and he doesn't. You have to throw him down a shaft and electrocute him to make him die. Just saying, it's not that hard. If every
Is he really
movie-
dead though?
technically, according to the expanded universe, no.
Well,
But if every movie that I've ever seen, every romantic comedy, every episode of My Little Pony, if anything tells me love is like the greatest power of all time, but the light side, which is supposed to be all full of like happiness and peace and everything, can't figure out how to not die of old age.
this is gonna sound really dark, and you guys are gonna tear me an asshole for this one. Love makes you weak.
I was being sarcastic. I don't like My Little Pony. Specifically because of the fact that I don't like movies where they're like, everything's great, if we work together we can solve anything. And I'm like,
I
no,
guess love
sometimes...
makes you strong too, though.
I'm
Oh,
like,
fuck.
sometimes...
That's a
Once
different
upon a time,
conversation.
They milk that. They're like,
milk
yeah,
that a
love
lot.
will conquer everything. Love is the best thing ever. And I'm like, or sometimes you just have shit luck. Sometimes the bad guy's just stronger than you. Like,
Sometimes you were never told the odds, and you just get done anyway.
yeah, sometimes you're Han Solo and you're a badass. And oh my god. I love him so much.
I know, you got 3 of them right there.
No, only 2.
No.
I do half Han Solo, regular Han Solo,
Oh,
old
Han Solo.
Snow Han Solo.
Yeah, we still need to get you old, new Han Solo.
Wait, what? There's another one?
Yeah, there's
there's
episode 7
there's
and
episode
his
7
regular
Han Solo in
clothes.
his regular clothes, yeah.
Okay.
And moving on.
Moving on. Moving on.
In his regular clothes. She'd want a Han Solo with no clothes.
Guys, want to talk about movies?
We can. Deadpool's coming out soon.
Deadpool is coming out soon.
I don't know.
Deadpool.
So, like, I don't follow comics that much. Like, I like them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like comics. It's just,
Right.
it's one of those things that by the time, like, I grew up enough for comics to be a thing, it's just, it feels, it's kind of like trying to jump into the middle of, like, League of Legends or Dota now. That you feel like there's so many people who are better than you. Comic books is kind of the same way. There's just so much you don't know where to start, which
It's
is
hard to start.
It's fantastic now because they've restarted a lot of those storylines, so you can jump into it now. But, like,
For
I don't know.
Marvel, yeah.
So I know who Deadpool is. And I know, like, he's the funny guy who breaks the fourth wall. He's, like, super healing factor or whatever. But I just don't know anything about, like, I don't know any of his storylines or anything. So I'm excited to watch the
His
movie.
storyline is in Wolverine.
Yeah, I know. I
His,
figured.
his storyline is actually more like your storyline if their
question.
technology was real. He had cancer. He was gonna die. They were like, hey, we can fix that for you. He was all like, I'm down.
So I
and
just-
they experiment on him,
so
give
I
him a
just need
super
to-
healing factor.
Fingers crossed.
But the problem with the super healing factor is that it fucked up his
You
entire
said it-
body
yeah.
because
I'll take it.
because the cancer still grows, but his healing factor heals it, so it fucks up his entire body.
I'll take it.
And it causes him to go a little insane.
I'll take it.
That'd be
Megan
good.
Let's do it. But yeah, so I'm super excited.
Megan Poole.
Yeah. So, like, the movie, the movie looks funny. I think it'll be great. Especially,
Ryan Reynolds, I think, was casted perfectly.
he's casting, and let's all be very frankly honest here, because he's gay and I'm straight, and you can admit when a man has a fine ass. But you're
Absolutely.
gonna get to see his butt in that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
It's gonna be mutated.
like it's gonna be.
No, because at the beginning of the movie, he's perfectly fine before he gets experimented
Okay.
on. So chances are, at some point in that, we're going to see him shirtless, and you're going to see his butt at some point.
There is no.
Then after he gets experimented on,
Someone
then maybe a
please
little bit
point
less.
out to me the movie Ryan Reynolds is in where he does not take his shirt off at least once.
You cannot.
None.
You cannot. You can't name
I
one.
literally thought of one of the one where he goes to Alaska or something
No,
with his
he's,
girlfriend,
like,
and then he takes his
fucking
he's
naked.
completely naked in that one. I'm like,
It's
oh,
like fucking. I was like, oh, it's their boat. Like, cause Sandra Bullock. I mean,
Fucking- what's
she
that movie?
looks fine too. The
That
Proposal.
one's the
fucking
proposal.
love that movie.
It's a great
It's
movie.
such a good movie.
Yeah.
For me, hating romantic comedies, that was still really funny.
I mean, you get to see both Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock naked in the same movie. Yes,
In the
please.
same scene?
In the same
I
scene.
love Sandra Bullock too.
Oh,
Oh my
yes.
god, I love Sandra Bullock.
But so, like, it'll be, like, I'll get to see Deadpool. It'll have a fun story. It'll be super funny. It'll be gory. It'll be rated R. It'll be great. And then I'll get to see his butt
Thank
at
God
some
it'll be
point.
rated R. And I've loved Deadpool's tweets to that petition trying
Yeah.
to make it
Actually,
PG-13.
Deadpool, or is that like a Deadpool account controlled
Probably,
by
like, there's
Marvel?
probably like a
It's
6,000.
probably a
accounts.
Deadpool account.
Or no,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Is it an official account, or is it just some
Probably
guy
some
who
dumb
has
one.
control of it?
Dude, I don't really know. I didn't really see
I'm
the official
honestly
tweet.
not sure. It very well could have been an
You
official
gotta look
one
at that
just
tag,
to say screw
'cause
it.
that makes that
But because I mean, the thing is, the reason I think it is very possible it could have been an official Twitter is only because have you seen some of their marketing billboards? Like some of their marketing billboards
I've been following Deadpool
are
a lot.
great. Like one of them was for it to come out whatever. It showed like a school. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a skull, a poo, and an L for Deadpool. So some of their marketing is great. Like that's very
That's
Deadpool-esque. So.
So talking about movies and booties and video game booties.
Oh man, video game butts. Like it's so like sometimes it's excessive. Like anytime you play most of the Dead or Alive games, which I get. I'm not gonna knock the Dead or Alive games for having a lot of boob and a lot of butt because that's their thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like
their thing,
it would
yeah.
be like I would be upset if I was playing Final Fantasy and then all of a sudden it was just boob and ass everywhere. Then I would be like, what the fuck? Like I don't expect that, but I expect that from Dead or Alive. So I'm not like. I can tell you right now, it's having boobs and vagina. I really don't give a shit about that game.
Senran Kagura.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. Like, if it's part of a game, it's not really that big of a deal. But like, just sometimes games that like Mass Effect was just weird because anytime you could tell, anytime they had the chance, that it was Miranda's boob or her butt. Like
Yeah,
that was
all over.
There
all
was
over the
they were
screen.
just like these are really the only appealing aspects of this character, which
they
is
were-
really
they were-
true.
That's not true. I loved her as a person.
Yeah, but you had to get to know her,
You
and
did,
that was just so
you did,
tiring.
but it was so worth it. It was
Just
so worth
like
it in the
fucking
end.
what was his
But
name?
they did take every
Romance is
single.
dead.
They did take every opportunity they possibly could in that game to when you're talking to her, change the camera angle to like zoom in on her ass or her breast.
Like,
or
why would I
something.
want to get to know
Always.
Miranda when I have Garrus, so I don't really give a shit what's going
Okay,
on.
so games that do that right, fucking Metal Gear. Like, Metal Gear Solid 3, that was the funniest shit ever when you were sitting in that that cabin in the first part of the game, and you can, like, look through Snake's eyes and see what he's looking at, and he's talking to, what was her name?
Eva.
And she's like looking at her face, and he just like looks down. And he's like, I'm like, oh my god, I love it.
Or like in the very beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2, when you play as Snake on the tanker, and one of the cutscenes, whenever he's walking around, all that, it just zooms in right on his ass.
And you got, I mean, Snake's got, he's got
it. Oh my god!
Like,
speaking about booties, holy crap!
Snake has got it.
Okay, we're gonna make this very.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
Come on.
Snake's got a booty.
Oh, okay.
He's got a butt.
He's got a booty.
That's like your video game crush, right? Snake.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay. Like I'm gonna tell you guys a really funny story about me discovering my sexuality, and it's Snake's fault. Seriously. Kid you not. My dad comes home with this game called Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I'm like, you could take his clothes off in this. So I did. I'm like, why do I like this so much? And that's how I found out I was gay. If I played Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I kid you not, that is the truest, like, that is super true.
So Solid Snake...
No, Naked Snake.
Naked Snake. Okay, Naked
Boss.
Snake helped you.
He did.
Helped you realize the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, everybody's...
Zangief helped a little bit, too. He's got a booty, too. He's got that booty that... Oh, quit.
Crush man's head like sparrowing.
He can crush my head with that booty, like, whenever he wants.
Okay, I have to talk about something.
No, there was something else I was going to talk about. Metal Gear Solid, back on Metal Gear Solid 5, when you get quiet and you use her as her buddy, like, she's just like, let me just lay as sexually as I can on this thing.
Absolutely.
And he's like, this is an awkward moment, it's really quiet, and she's just like, ass in the air, and it's like, oh. Okay.
Oh,
bitch, she's a slut. Apparently there's a reason to why that she's like that, which you find out later in the game. I haven't gotten that far yet, but
I haven't got that far either. Mostly because I haven't put it in my PS4.
Cuts you head like Spano's egg.
Egg between thighs.
I freaking love...
Just because I am bad guy,
I love
mean
your
I
Russian
bad
accent.
guy.
It's the beauty.
The movie's fantastic. Wreck-It Ralph, you ever seen it?
I fucking love Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. There's so many like freaking like little gay meme drawing things, fan arts of I'm going there. Where Zangief and him are at the bar.
Okay, that's fine.
And he's like, "You can wreck me anytime." It's like, yes.
Wow.
Please, if you're out there, internet, make it happen.
Fucking A.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here.
So originally in Wreck-It Ralph, on a completely different tangent, the Jane Lynch's character was supposed to be a dude, but then they thought that was too generic. And they made Commander Shepard. Seriously, like her armor and everything.
Yeah, she's very much
Commander Shepard's more like got it mentally put together. Sort of.
Her character was great. I'm glad they went with that direction with that character for sure.
That's an amazing actress.
And it was really like the little romance line they had going on.
Yeah, between Felix
that was cute.
and her.
I felt like that wasn't one of those things that took away from the movie. It was one of those things that was like, it's like on her wedding day, bro. It was, oh man.
That was probably one of my favorite.
That was like one of the greatest backstories of a movie character I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, I would love to play that game that has that as a main character.
And then at the end of the movie, whenever she's getting married, all those guys like, whoa, and pull out the guns and train it on the window.
She wasn't having to happen again.
Oh man. It's fine. Felix could have fixed it.
As soon as they break in the window, he just goes.
He just throws his hammer.
And fixes the window.
So we're gonna move on from video game booties.
Yeah, it's fun.
That was the best segment we've ever had.
Sometimes you just want to touch him. Sometimes you can.
Okay, so any other movies we want to talk about?
I mean, Civil War's coming out soon.
Yeah, Civil War's coming out pretty soon.
I'm really interested to see where they go with that storyline.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? Anyone?
I mean, I think I wouldn't say I've grown out of my Harry Potter fandom, but I'm definitely not as like hardcore about it as I used to be.
That's because she needs to reread the books.
Did you never read the books?
No,
she did. She needs to reread them.
You read them.
I read them. I watched all the movies. I think
it's one of the only book series I've actually read.
Yeah, here's a read.
Well, the thing is they took a book that had no story and made a story out of it. And that's what I think is kind of interesting out of it, because that was supposed to be a textbook.
Yeah, no, so I think that's part of the thing is at some point I feel like it gets too much.
See, me, I'm the complete opposite. I love Harry Potter so much. I would love to see more.
I want to see Quidditch of the Ages. Quidditch is my favorite thing.
I'd like to see more stuff, but I'd like to see more story content. Like, in terms of story, we pretty much only have, like, the 7 books, and then we have, like, the weird shit that J.K. Rowling's either put out on Twitter or she's put out through Pottermore. But I'd like to see more books written with different characters. Like, even if she
Same
gives it to
universe,
somebody,
yeah.
like, like an expanded universe the way Star Wars has. Star Wars has, they made all these
I would like to see
characters.
someone who's like not in the main group of
Yeah,
Harry, Ron,
like,
Hermione, and like witness them doing this.
Well, yeah, because you get to see everything from
Yeah,
their
you follow
perspective.
around like
Play as a-
Barty
like a- like-
Patil or something.
play us. Read us through the eyes of
Or
Hufflepuff
like,
or something.
there's
you
an
know?
entire there's an entire wizarding world outside of Hogwarts. I'd like to see how
A
exactly.
book about Aurors. That'd be the coolest thing ever.
I'd like to see
That would
how
be-
that's
that would be
coping
cool.
with everything, because all you know about the scope of Voldemort returning and everything is how it takes place in relation to how it affects Hogwarts. And you hear
And
little
London
bits and
and just in
pieces from
England in
other
general.
people, but you don't really get to hear, because that had to be a big thing. That had to be like other wizarding schools and other, like, because she's already established there's like a whole
Yeah,
wizarding
and there
community in America.
there are other wizarding schools as well, which
Yeah,
is
so
kind of cool
that
to
had
see
to-
those.
I would
would've
love to see a
been nice
wizarding
to
world. Like,
see.
I would love to see what they're doing in America, like what the wizarding school in America is doing. That'd be really cool.
That's what I'm saying. I would probably be more into Harry Potter if it had an expanded universe the way Star Wars did. That's what really got me into Star Wars. I could I could watch these movies and then I'm like, I wonder what happens in this part and all that
She's
stuff.
writing plays as with the main character being Harry's kids.
Yeah, I know. And
and,
I'm
like-
saying, like, that's a good thing, but again, that doesn't...
Well, that might give her more inspiration to do something like that. Though.
Well, and like I say, it doesn't even really necessarily have to be from
Yeah, from
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling. Because
Rowling.
look at
Yeah.
the World of Warcraft is expanded by books, and they're all written by, like,
And the
3 or 4
same
Same
thing with
thing
Star
with
Wars,
Halo,
too.
yeah.
Star Wars.
Dragon Age has a bunch of different books that are written by, like, David Gator and
The Witcher?
Christian.
I'm pretty sure those are all different
Witcher
authors,
actually
too.
started with books, I think.
Yeah,
The story.
it did.
It started well before the game. It started in books well before the game. So, like, I think I would be more into Harry Potter. Like, I'd be more excited for the new movie coming out if... I was more into Harry Potter in the first place. Like, after the 7 books and you watch the movies, there's not much beyond that unless you want to, like, dig for it.
Right. That'd be the coolest thing ever, though. Like, picking a school and, like, doing a 7 years out of that. Maybe it doesn't have to be 7 years, but I think
Or
that'd be
again,
really
like,
cool.
just seeing, like, getting to see other bits and pieces of what it's like to be in the wizarding community and other cultures. Like,
Right.
seeing what it's like for wherever they come from, Durmstrang, and, seeing
Tokyo.
anything in America,
Oh,
like,
that'd be cool.
and I kind of get, like, I can see why we never really saw, like, writers write what they know. So it made sense that everything that Rowling wrote was set in England because that's where she lives, that's what she knows, that kind of thing. So I would like to see maybe somebody who's really like a really like good American author take it and be like, hey, let me write. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be a big like chosen one story the way Harry Potter was, but it could still be something like we could still see something that would that would give us a glimpse into those other worlds.
Right. I think that'd be really cool. I'd very much like to see that. Okay, any other movies? Did you want to talk a little bit more about Civil War? Or just...
I mean, no. I want to see where the story's going to go because they've already made a lot of different changes from it. A lot of different changes from like the comic book storyline, obviously. So it'll be really interesting to see how it ends.
Spider-Man's supposed to be in that one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Spider-Man.
he was in the original comic book storyline. He was a really big player.
Well, they've recasted him and everything now.
Ant-Man is supposed to be in that one as well, along with obviously the guys we've seen like Rhodey and Tony Stark and Captain America, Bucky, Falcon, all that.
And
Black
that's
Panther. Black Panther. I'm interested to see Black Panther's entrance into the Marvel universe.
Well,
as
and that's the
Well, I mean,
interesting
he's already
thing
had a movie,
is
hasn't he? They're just...
they're
He's
making
never had
it.
one.
He's getting a movie after.
Okay.
He's
being introduced in
He's
Civil
in
War.
phase 2, I guess. It's still technically phase 2.
No, we're in phase 3 now.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember if, like...
phase 1 was leading up to Avengers, phase 2 was leading up to Avengers 2.
And then
So now
everything
we're in
else
phase
leading up
3.
to Avengers 3. But so I'm interested to see, like, because at the end of Civil War, they killed off Captain America. And then he's back, but it's weird. They killed off Captain America. So, like I said, it'll just be really interesting to see. Because the whole fight in Civil War in the comic book storyline had nothing to do with Bucky.
See, that's something that I find really weird about the Marvel Universe is they kill off a character and they...
It's a
like,
comic book. It's like a soap opera for...
Well, no, but they
men who
bring
don't
them
wanna-
back, but they bring them back as different people. So if like you kill off Spider-Man, which I'm pretty sure they do like 6,000 times, they bring him back as not Peter Parker. He's not Peter Parker anymore when they bring him back.
Well, no, and they've brought back, like, Captain America has been... Bucky was Captain America for a while. The Falcon is Captain America now, and I think Rogers was Captain America again at some point after he was not Captain America anymore. It's a comic book. It's literally a soap opera. This character has amnesia, and they slept
That's
with
like
this dude.
Thor,
They're their own
like,
mother.
Thor
Thor
is a girl now.
is a female now
It's
because
his girlfriend, right?
I'm not sure.
No. Well, Thor,
But the original
I read
Thor
on, yeah.
lost his power. Because apparently, from what I understand, from what I was hearing about, whatever, apparently Nick Fury whispered something into Thor in one of the comic books, and Thor lost all of his powers.
Because he's not worthy anymore.
Yeah, he's not Thor.
Because Thor is just apparently the title given to anybody who wields
who wields Mjolnir.
Because that's where you get the powers. Is because that's you're Thor, the god of thunder. You're not
How do you pronounce that word?
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Okay, that's the same name as the armor that Chief
Yeah.
wears.
I wonder where they got that from.
Let's see. I was asked something else about that. Wolverine's they have a female Wolverine too, don't they?
Yeah.
X-23 technically. It's not really Wolverine, but
It's weird.
yeah. It's another
Like,
one.
They kind of did the same thing with in DC. Like they made Batman a vampire in one of the things, and it was like,
yeah, and then in DC,
Superman
everybody was a lantern for a while.
Everybody
too.
was a zombie for a while. Like there's a bunch of different
That's
things.
the thing with comic books are literally soap operas.
Yeah.
They have the storyline consistency of soap operas with more characters.
They're doing a Teen Titan reboot with Justice League.
If
like
they
Teen
don't-
Titans versus Justice League.
I was gonna say if they don't like because they.
And it's the good Teen Titans.
Teen Titans was fantastic. Can we all
That
like
was
sit
a
down
great-
for a second and
that was
realize
such a great TV
the
show.
Teen Titans was like one of those things where like they gave you it was like the lessons of after school specials without having to actually sit through somebody with like really big poofy blonde hair telling me not to do drugs like. Because like there's episodes where Cyborg has to come to terms with the fact that he's like a fucking robot, and then Raven's got massive father issues. Like
yeah,
it's
and then there was Tara with the Earth Girl.
yeah.
who was
So
Beast
like
Boy's girlfriend. and
there
Robin's
was such
girlfriend or
good
whatever.
storytelling in a show that was
Never
meant for
Robin's.
like
It was just Beast Boys.
It was Beast Boys because Robin
Yeah.
and Starfire always had a thing. For
Oh,
each
yeah.
other.
always had a thing for each other.
Starfire had a
I
little
was
bit of fun.
I shipped Beast Boy and Raven so hard.
That's more
Yeah.
so now in like Teen Titans Go. They're like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I
watch Teen
fucking
Titans
hate
Go.
it. I absolutely hate it. It's the worst thing ever.
I haven't even I've seen little clips of it and I'm just like, I really...
Because
Like,
Teen Titans was
like,
so
it's like
good.
a lot of the good DC shows the Cartoon Network owns. They did well. Just they apparently don't get the ratings. 'Cause
Young Justice.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like they
it was
don't.
good.
No, like,
it
I
was
heard
good.
it was good. I was saying it didn't get the ratings. Like,
Yeah.
they
because
killed it because...
they always put it in the wrong time slots. Is the problem. They don't want to put it in the.
Oh,
prime
they've been
time
doing
slots.
that. They've killed off fantastic shows by doing that. There's a whole science behind certain genres of things being in certain time slots, and that's how they succeed. Like if they move a show to a certain time slot, you can guarantee it's going to get canceled after a certain. I've been watching this stuff for a while.
The Cartoon Network is really weird now. It's like super hippie now.
I don't watch Cartoon Network.
When I was sick with tonsillitis last year, I literally watched Cartoon Network the
I
entire
can't watch
time.
Cartoon Network anymore because it's not Cartoon Network because they don't
It
show
is,
cartoons
yeah.
all the time.
Oh, yeah,
It's super like
They
Isn't it, like, mostly
super
live action
It's
stuff?
a lot of it's like Disney now. It's like Disney Nickelodeon kind of channel now. It's
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean, they have
a
to.
lot of it's live action stuff. They could have continued
Not on
going with
Cartoon
the
Network.
cartoon. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
on Cartoon. Oh yes. Have you seen Cartoon Network? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of live action stuff on there now. It's ridiculous. It is not cartoons 24/7 anymore like it used to be.
It used to be
It's
all
ridiculous.
cartoons. Like, it used to be one of those things,
is
like, if they
ridiculous.
showed a live action thing, you'd be like, what the fuck's happening in my life right now?
Yeah.
oh, let's be Toonami. Let's be watching some like no, never even then.
Yeah,
Toonami
they
was
have a
awesome
bunch of
stuff.
live action shows now, and I'm just like, ugh, whatever.
Okay, want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing we were talking about was YouTube personalities. Which ones we like and why we like them.
Which ones do you like, girl?
Yeah.
I
that's
like
a
Harshly
loaded
Critical
question.
and Mr. Craven. Like they do
Never
a
heard
lot
of
of.
those guys. That's the fun part about YouTube is you can talk to somebody and be like, "Hey, who do you watch on YouTube?" And it could be people you've literally never heard of.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
they do a lot of indie horror, kind of like I guess Markiplier just plays everything, huh?
What the fuck is indiecore?
Indie horror.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought he said indiecore. I was
No,
like,
indie
Indie
horror.
did we just come up with
Yeah.
a new genre for
What
people
if?
who only
That'd be
play
kinda-
indie games?
Oh
It's
my
fucking
god.
retarded.
Indie core.
It's,
core indie games.
Mr. Craven and
Oh,
the reason why I watch him so much is because he's gay and he's adorable.
Of
But
course.
but my friend I work with told me about Harshly Critical, and I watched Harshly Critical, which it made me find Mr. Craven, and they do a lot of stuff together. They do a lot of collab and stuff because they're like best friends. They live like right next door or whatever. They're really cool. I really like watching them now. But they just do a lot of indie horror. They're funny. They're quirky. They're their own characters. They're super metal. You'd actually probably like them.
Maybe.
You'd probably like them, but I don't really have a whole lot to say other than I think they're adorable and think they're fun to watch. It's easier to watch people play games when they're really good looking.
Yeah, I think
So-
when I started watching YouTube, I was trying to find like Minecraft videos and stuff like that, and then I started watching Yogscast, and it's ballooned from there. Epic Rap Battles of History is super fun to be subscribed to, despite the fact that you never get any content out of them.
I'm also obsessed with Kind of Funny.
Subscribing to like one Yogscast member makes you subscribe to like 8 Yogscast members. 'Cause there's so many of them. I started watching Achievement Hunter
I love
because
Achievement Hunter.
fucking their Grand Theft Auto plays are just fantastic.
They're so funny. They do stuff with Funhouse now, right?
Yeah, Funhouse is fantastic.
Well, I guess Rooster Teeth bought Funhouse, so they can do their
Yeah,
own thing.
well, because they were part of Machinima. They were inside gaming for Machinima, and then like most of them left and went and made Funhouse. I think.
No, Funhouse was owned by Machinima.
No, they were
And Rooster
inside
Teeth
gaming
bought them.
before they were Funhouse.
Were they?
Yeah.
I thought they've always been Funhouse.
No, they were Inside Gaming for. You can look it up if you look up the video, like old Inside Gaming videos. Then that's where they started like the Steam roulette thing and stuff like that.
But
Demo Disc, I think, is where they started that too.
Yeah, Demo Disc, yeah.
Basically, all their stuff they just moved over from Inside Gaming. They just do it under Funhouse now, and they're fucking hilarious.
let's see. Kind of funny. They are the PlayStation guys who did Podcast Beyond for IGN for the longest time. They left IGN and they're doing their own thing called Kind of Funny, and they are super successful. They're really awesome. Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty are kind of like the owners of that. They run that whole thing. Greg Miller actually won Video Game Entertainer of the Year, but he was like up against Markiplier and PewDiePie, and he won Game Entertainer of the Year.
Surprising when anybody wins anything against PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Who I can't stand.
Nope, me either.
No, me neither.
I understand, like, it's one of those things, like, I understand and it's an acquired taste, but I really haven't met anybody in my personal life who likes PewDiePie, so it's why I get really confused when he's so
I have a friend who he hates PewDiePie and watches him like obsessively. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I think that's a lot of it too.
People that hate him watch him, that's why he's so popular, probably. That'd make a lot of sense.
I've only watched like 3 PewDiePie videos, but what I've seen of him is
when you watch
annoying.
videos.
I can't stand it because like when I'm watching him, like just the things that he does, the things that he says, they just remind me of Fred, and I just like no, I can't do this.
Oh my god, yeah,
Probably
he
what it
reminds
is.
me a lot of
Like,
Fred.
no,
I actually
I just
love
can't do
Fred.
it.
I was like into him when I was little.
God, I hated
I thought he was the funniest shit ever.
So, if we could fire him and get a new member for the podcast, that would be great. But
Job opening.
Because we all get paid here.
But it's
That was
like,
a genuine laugh right there.
it's really funny because like you see that a lot with
Little bitch.
you see that a lot with YouTube videos where like it'll be one people fucking hate, but I'm like, every time you click on it, you give that person a view. You look at an ad for X amount of seconds and you give them money. Like so I think that's part of it. People don't like PewDiePie, but they still watch it. Mm-hmm. But we got you on Markiplier.
I fucking love Markiplier.
Who's fantastic.
Yes.
I love him both because
him.
he's really funny. And he's a super down to earth dude, and you don't see that a whole lot, or at least you don't see that expressed a whole lot through YouTube personalities.
He has the coolest fucking voice ever.
He has a really, really good narration voice. It's really, really good.
Does he do his own channel art? Like all that work that he puts up there? Is that his own?
I'm not sure
because he has some really good channels.
I think it's a combination of both.
I'm super jealous.
He works with his friends as well. So all of his friends feel like it was editing and stuff like that. So they might actually do some of that.
That work is amazing. Like every time I watch that, I'm like watch his outros and stuff like that. I'm like, this looks so cool.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I was that good at drawing.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to tell with a lot of people. Sometimes they do it their own. Like I do my own graphics because I'm a loser.
Oh, you're just that good. It's that good. It's that good. We couldn't do our own. We have to go to you to
Well,
any
he does his graphics. And they're great. They're great, bro. The graphics are fantastic.
Oh. As you can tell, that's not exactly genuine.
It's great. It's great. I'm smiling.
If you'd like to take them down, you can take them down and use something else.
I replaced the graphics on the channel already, like with the regular Class 4 Outbreak stuff.
Okay.
I said that in the car.
No, like as in like our profile picture.
No, that's fine. I don't shit. Dad, I'm not saying
That's what I
that.
thought you were talking about.
No.
What were you talking about? The banner?
No, we're good.
No,
Talk about it later.
all those white things with like rectangles.
Okay, yeah, no, that was me just bullshitting.
Can't see that.
I'm fucking horrible at backgrounds, like the worst.
Ah.
Like I draw foreground things, and that is it. I have a subject, and that's all I draw. I don't draw everything else in the background, so everything else looks like stupid. So, yeah.
Like graphics for days.
Graphics for days.
Yeah, Markiplier's good because
again,
he's super down to earth, but he's not. Like I said, he's not very. You don't get to see that a lot.
He's very humble. Like he shows it in his videos.
And I mean, I'm sure there are. I'm sure people who are on YouTube are like that, but it's just there's not a lot of people show that personal of a side of them on YouTube. Like I try to keep my shit real. I don't want people to know who the fuck I am. People don't look at me wearing a mask.
Okay.
Just saying, it's just one of those things. Like it's all about the YouTuber if they're comfortable expressing that side of them on YouTube, like on the internet, and it works for him. I mean, people really like him. They think he's a genuine dude. They always send him messages being like, "Hey, you helped me through a really tough time." So it works for some people. You just gotta find your niche, your shtick.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I don't know. I watch obviously a lot of Markiplier. I watch a lot of Spazzy. He's a League of Legends streamer and YouTuber. I love his videos. He's hilarious. Plus, it's really cool to see somebody else because he's from Sweden. So it's really cool to see streamers that are from other places.
Stuff.
Yeah, hardcore accent, and I like to see some of the things that they think is funny, that kind of stuff. And he's a really cool, good dude.
I think I've seen some of his videos before. Yeah. I think I watched one of his. I think I stumbled across one of his Twitches one time.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
watch him, but I watch it anyway.
Yeah, but he does League of Legends stuff, and he's really funny. I like him a lot, so I watch him a lot, and then I watch other League videos like Soul Wolf and things like that. Sometimes I'll watch Ohm Wrecker. He does some really good stuff.
He's got my brother has this problem where he's subscribed to everything in the universe on YouTube, and I'm like, how do you even watch some of that? I'll admit there's a few channels where I'll check on them once a week and I'll watch the one thing that they do that I really like, but I won't subscribe to them because then I'm I'll never it'll just at some point your feed gets too much.
Well, the thing is though, in the way he could do that is he was doing that back when he had no job.
Yeah.
He had all the time in the world to just sit around. Whenever he would go through somebody's channel and he'd run out of videos, he'd go find another channel, subscribe to that, and then start watching all their videos from the beginning. Like Nostalgia Critic, for instance, that kind of thing. He'd go through and start watching all their videos.
Yeah, so I guess
that way he's always got something to watch.
There's like I said, you got to find the way you want to do it. I subscribe to a core group of people and I watch their videos, and then every now and then I'll check Philip DeFranco. I like his when he does Monday through Thursday. He does a short little news thing. I like that, but I don't really care for the rest of the stuff on that channel, so I don't subscribe to it because they put out IGN. I said this last last week when we got together the podcast. I don't like IGN because they put up too much stuff. I could never subscribe to that because they put up 5 or 6 videos a goddamn day, and I'm just I can't handle this.
And that's actually why I like them so much, is because they release so much content. Now I don't really care so much about their other media stuff, but they're my number one video game source. I always.
If I subscribe to somebody on YouTube, it's because I want to watch their stuff. I don't want to subscribe to somebody who, and that's just personally, that's me. And because I don't have a whole lot of time, and I feel subscribing is a good thing. That's good. It shows that you're watching, but then the views are technically what counts more, I guess. I don't get paid. Let's say I have 1 million subscribers. If I don't put up any videos, I don't get any money because I don't get paid just for having those people who subscribe to my channel. So it feels yes, I can subscribe, but it feels like I'm doing a disservice if I'm not actually going to watch the videos.
Okay, what kind of thing makes you want to watch a streamer or someone who really puts up their YouTube work? What draws you to watching?
I'll watch pretty much. It really just depends on the person. I like the Yogscast. They're funny and they're really bad at games. And then I like Shin, who's another version, or Shijin, or however the fuck you want to pronounce it. I like him because he does a lot of solo play Minecraft stuff. He proves that you can play by yourself on Minecraft and still get people to watch you. And he's a really good builder, so I watch him stuff for the building stuff. I watched Zoe and Rithian from the Yogscast because they did their little storyline in their Tekkit series. I watched Markiplier because again he's just a really down to earth dude and he's really funny and his voice just kind of catches you. So I think it depends on the streamer.
He's also really good at what he does.
Well, yeah,
because video games he plays is he is genuinely entertaining to watch. I remember watching one of his random ass YouTube videos that someone shared and he was super freaking annoying. But then you brought him in, you brought me in and this is what you got to watch of him. I'm what have I been missing this whole time? I can't remember what dumbass video I watched. I can't really
point out one thing, and if every YouTube I can't really point out one thing that every person on my YouTube every person in my YouTube list does, because then I watch epic rap battles of history, which they don't play video games, so obviously.
It really depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for because they got YouTubers that they dish out information about certain things, and that they're not very funny.
So you like IGN because they put out so much
they put
video
information.
Game source. So
other people, they're just funny.
It's
they're
hard
entertaining
to decide.
To watch,
it's just one of those things where you have to take. It's kind of you can't always judge a book based on what the cover is. So it's kind of you just have to open it and see what's in there, and if you like it, you keep reading. If you don't, you walk away.
Especially what I do. If I'm going through and I'm searching something randomly on YouTube for information or whatever, and if I watch a video, if I like that one video, I might try one of the other videos. And if I like that video, I'm okay, well they're what I'm looking for in this particular subject, so I'll subscribe to them because they're what I'm looking for that particular instance.
Right. I watched what is it called? Kind of Funny does this thing where every single day they get on, they do a live thing for maybe an hour, and they just do all the video game news of the day, or since the last time they did a live stream. And I just really like it. It's really their attitudes about everything. Colin Moriarty is a lot like you. He's stern. He's you're stern.
Yeah.
You're the sternest of us all.
I'm cranky.
You are very set in your ideas of how things work. And then Greg Miller's more like me. I'm just kind of he's more bubbly. He's whatever. No, bounce off the wall. Yeah. So. I don't know. It's like they just do this really. They have this really good chemistry, and they always make.
Well, again, that
watching
could be
it every
that's
day.
another part of it. Sometimes, like the Simon and Lewis are just they're fun together. Like to watch Lewis just it's like him. It's like watching him trying to constantly herd like cats. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like one of their P.S. I Love You podcasts that they did. They like for the first 15 minutes they were deciding what kind of wings they wanted to order, and people like lost their fucking shit over that stuff. And then and they did it just for that. Like they did it just to piss people off. And I think I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. But like the rest of the episode was like super solid. It was awesome. But I don't know. They just do what they do very well. So all right. So that's it. We're gonna start wrapping up. We're gonna talk about things that we're gonna throw our plugs. We're gonna talk about the things that we are working on right now. We do have an official Twitter account now.
Yes, at C4 Outbreak, where I'm actually curating that, and the Facebook page are still actually being updated pretty regularly. Yep. We're on SoundCloud now. Sort of, we're working that out. We can't put too much content on SoundCloud right now because it's still a free account, but we're working on that for people who want to do the audio versions of the podcast. I would do them through iTunes, but when looking at how that gets done,
That's what you want to deal with.
I don't have that much fucking patience. So if one of you two want to get on that, that's great. Cause,
wait, what was it?
iTunes, like the way
I'll look into seeing how that works.
It's I was like, okay. I was reading it and I was like, yeah. So I'm gonna go.
The only complicated part that I know is that they have to review it first.
Well, you have to go and you have to edit like metadata and shit like that.
Yeah, and you have to bleep out everything too. Like, because it's got to be.
You fucking have fun with that shit.
We'll figure it out.
There just for you.
We will figure it out. It's gonna be that's gonna be only audio. We don't have to worry about the video.
That's only the audio. The videos are gonna go up every like I said, that's gonna be Tuesdays at 2:30.
Okay. So what are you going to be working on?
I'm probably going to be starting a Resident Evil Origins Collection playthrough. First time going through any of those, so that'll be really, really fun.
I'm giving you homework. I want that first episode up by the week. but from a week from today, that first episode better be up. Homework. Do it. Mr. Procrastinator. What else you got going on?
That's pretty much it at the moment. I just want to work on the Resident Evil Origins Collection. And then after that...
he's just
I'll probably do like a Life is Strange playthrough as well.
Yeah, he's just starting, so we're trying to keep it a little simple.
Yeah,
I think is what the goal is. Yeah.
We should get you a Twitter account eventually. Like
I have a Twitter account.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it keeps getting hacked though, so I don't know if I'm going to use it anymore.
Do you just set it so that they have to send a verification to your phone? That way, every time you have to log in.
You have the worst luck with that shit.
No, because Twitter, you don't necessarily get hacked on Twitter, but like somebody accesses the account and like will follow a bunch of like random bullshit. And it takes forever to unfollow
there's no
shit.
Mass unfollow.
There's kind of a way to mass unfollow. There's kind of a way to mass unfollow. You can go to like an external site and like it'll pull shit up, but it's yeah. But we'll work on that.
For you, what projects are you working on right now?
Let's see. So I just got back at uploading videos again because I did that thing where like I went on a long hiatus and then came back and then went on another long hiatus. But Saints Row 4 is going up because I hate myself and continue to play this game despite the fact that I can't fucking stand it half the time and it makes me really mad.
So great.
It's great, so but like half the time I'm just like, why? They're like, whoa, I want to kill this person. I'm like, but it's a fucking simulation. It doesn't make you feel better. They're still...
It makes you feel better.
I'm like, the Earth got blown up. Not only did the Earth get blown up, I killed that person 2 fucking games ago, so I don't know what you're fucking... Ugh. Anyways, so I'm doing that. Dragon Age is going back up because I jumped back into that.
Cole, get out of there. You're not a bird.
Get out of the bird. And then I realized after my human resource machine videos stop, which is this coming Thursday, I think is the last one. I don't have any videos going up on Thursday, so I'm starting Undertale. I've already got a few videos of that one up. Which that game, the entire time, I'm just like, I don't.
I really want to watch you play this game.
Yeah, I want to see her watch. I want to see how
I'm going to do my own playthrough for it and like record my video.
Well, I'm trying very hard to do the pacifist playthrough, but I'm noticing one problem with it is you don't level if you don't kill things. So I start the game like I'm out of the
pacifist was the recommended one to do first, but I heard it's like stupid fucking hard.
It's probably because you don't, like, if any, like, you have to be super careful because, like, you don't level so you don't gain HP or anything like that. So if I get later in the game and I, like, every time you try to talk to somebody, they still do their attack if you don't, like, if something doesn't happen or whatever. So you have to dodge it. And I'm like, what if you get to the point where, like, they're hitting me for a fuck ton of health? Like,
don't get hit.
I know.
Get good, noob.
It's a very...
Get that dodge mechanic, yo.
It's a very interesting battle mechanic, too, Undertale. Because, the way it works is you go into a fight and you can either fight them or you can talk to them, and then to fight the enemy when they attack you, you have like a little heart in a tiny box, and you can actually like dodge their little attacks. It's interesting.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to play Kingdom, but that game frustrates me, the side-scrolling thing. So I'm trying to think of other stuff I can play. I don't want to start like Dragon Age is like I want to be like my flagship series, but so I don't want to start like another really long RPG. I am thinking about doing because KV. Chronic gave me the idea, Wookie, where I can like just taking like $10 or $15 and every like paycheck buying like $2 or $3 $5 games on Steam, and then just doing like a series where once a week I play like one of those really shitty games. And I was like, oh, my library is gonna fill up with just garbage
you're just gonna have
so
to.
fast.
You're just gonna have to categorize them as
Yeah.
trash.
Like you're gonna only have like a second trash.
Well,
like, what's this?
We'll make it. It'll be like a big thing, and this game goes into the trash.
Oh my god, you can record that and make that part of your
Steam
video.
games.
Yeah.
It'll
My
be like
trash
demo
games.
disc, but with
Steam games.
with
Yes,
Steam
that's
games.
pretty much.
Make it an
that's,
actual playlist.
That's what I'm working on. Just that, and like I said, I'm curating the Twitter and the Facebook stuff, which is meh.
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 You're doing a very good job curating it.
You're right.
You're right. I just finished my Life is Strange Let's Play. That game is fucking mind blowing. People are like, oh, you know what?
Blown.
Yeah. Oh my god, I screamed a couple
I
times.
figured I saw your little reaction photo of the end of it, and
when
I'm
I
just
finished
like,
it. That game is the most stressful game ever, but I don't regret a second of playing that game.
yeah, I need to play and do that.
Like, I know it came out last year, but I'm gonna go ahead and like try to put that in my like top 5 of 2015 because even though I played it in 2016, that game is so good, so good.
Yeah, but no, I'm more waiting for a physical copy of the disc.
I'm glad that it did.
I
Shut up.
don't want to get a digital copy of the game. Rada. Just play it on PC like a real man.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to get it as a physical
Really?
copy because I got the cool ass soundtrack that came with it. It was 20 songs long. And
Yeah, so did I, but I still played it, prior.
So you want me to buy it twice?
Exactly.
I don't have as much.
That game is totally. That game is.
No,
totally
you're right.
worth
It's totally
buying
worth it.
twice.
I would love to see a season 2 out of it, and I watched an interview with him where he was talking about possibly doing a season 2, even though it'd be very difficult to do. I would
Because
very
of
be
the ending?
Yes, but yeah. So I just
There's
finished
multiple
that.
endings as well.
Well, there's only no. I'm not gonna say.
I mean, Mass Effect's only
Yeah.
ish.
I'm gonna go back through and do an alternate ending for my Let's Play of it, but I haven't even started that yet because I started another game by now. But watch that. It's the videos are really long because I did them episodes at a time. So if you're bored and you got 2 hours or more to spare to watch these,
Sounds like a terrible idea.
no, it really is. I just found out last week that it's a horrible idea to do several hour long stream casts, and now I'm doing like 15-minute ones. So I just started Oxenfree.
I did probably do 30 minutes.
Huh?
You could probably do 30
Yeah.
minutes. 30 minutes is
I could probably rest around 15, 20. But
I'm just saying, 30 is a good.
I try to do. I record between 15 and 30 minutes, and then just
I
put
might
it
just-
after that.
well, the thing is, it's all about energy because like once you get to your third hour, you're like, oh my god, I can't really talk about this anymore.
record that long. You can tell when I mass record because I cut it up into smaller episodes, and you can usually figure out what episode I've started to go downhill. Because my Dragon Age series
Oh
is like
my
that.
God,
I
yes.
started. I recorded that series for about that particular stint. I recorded for about 4 hours, and then episode 16, which went up Tuesday. I have lost my fucking mind. I'm like blooping at people. I'm like running around. I'm
Get out of the air, Cole. You're not a bird.
You're
What's
a
in the
bird.
box?
Um,
You're a cranky elf.
I was watching. I think it was episode 6. I think it was, or
For which one?
for Inquisition, where there was a point where you just edited in one thing that you said as you were
That was
walking
16,
around.
yeah.
You were just walking around. She just edited to her saying something crazy, and then just went on to the next thing. Like that was it. She just left that one part in because of what she said.
here's my problem. I always do mass recordings also. So when I did the rest of 3, 4, and 5. episodes all in one day. So by the end of episode 5, like I was screaming internally, but watching this thing go down, and I'm just like, I don't have anything to say.
It all depends on how you record stuff. But like personally, like
if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need to drink like 16.
When I recorded like super long chunks, my human resource machine one is the same way. Starting at like episode 4, I think I played the game straight through. So I recorded for about I want to say 3 hours, and I'm just
Well, I'm going to do Oxenfree a little bit differently. I'm going to probably I'm going to play it an hour at a time and probably split it up into 15-20-minute increments. But I got my first part of Oxenfree done. It's a shorter episode, of course. It's going to be like 15 minutes because it's just the intro, first level part. It's just the next game I'm working on. I'm probably going to do more than one. I'm going to start doing like...
Yeah, I like to do multiple series at a time.
I'm thinking about doing either Assassin's Creed Unity, probably not, Dying Light, or...
No, that's one of the things Jacob absolutely hates about a streamer he watches, Radbrad. Radbrad does multiple ones and all that, and he hates it. Another one he hates is, I think it's Rivian, because Rivian, like, he starts, like, a series and all that, or he starts multiple series, and then he uploads them, like, one a day, and he hates that, because he's somebody that's got to have constant content.
Man, uploading it takes a long time, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he's somebody that he just requires, like,
it depends, like,
so
what I'll do is, since I only have, like, X amount of time off in a week, what I'll do is I'll mass record stuff, and then on a day when I'm off, I'll mass edit, and then encode and upload. Like, all of my videos for this week were uploaded on, like, Monday. Like, I've uploaded schedule. The scheduling thing is fantastic, because I can do everything, and then my Undertale videos are actually done, uploaded, and waiting to be scheduled for the weeks that they're coming out. So it's... You gotta kind of stay on top of it, or you need to learn really good time management. Like, you need to sit down and figure out, okay, I only have Monday off this week. I need to edit, I need to prioritize what I need to get done.
I'm probably going to start Alien Isolation and Dying Light this week.
Like, my problem is I put up on YouTube the stuff that I want to play at the time, and the issue is there's so many console games I want to play, but I don't have a capture device. So, like, I want to play... I want to do Dynasty Warriors, and I want to play Fallout, and I want to play Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I want to play Star Wars, and I want to play Tales, and I want to play...
Once I'm done with Origins...
Well, I was going to say, you could just record all on the PS4.
I mean, that's what she's doing, though, but the quality's not nearly
the PS4, it's I've done it, like, you can tell... Like, I did it with all my Grand Theft Auto videos, which those are nightmares, because they're compilations, so I record for like 4 hours, and then take and cram all that into like a 5-minute video. But it's like the share play thing is nice, but the problem is it records in 15-minute increments, so it's 15-minute increments. You got to watch it.
PC, right?
1080 or no 720.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not the best. It's a lot of work for mediocre quality. Mm-hmm. Especially like if I recorded everything on my channel at that resolution, I probably wouldn't care. But everything else on my channel is recorded at whatever resolution it runs on my TV or my computer, which is like 1080. So it's just a lot of work, and the capture cards are expensive. Yeah. Maybe with taxes, but I don't know. Especially because most of what I want to play on console right now is like really long RPGs, and nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants to.
Most of what
I'll watch your stuff.
Most of what I'll do on console is like little compilations. So like Grand Theft Auto, I've done 2 plane crash compilations, a motorcycle compilation, and then me running around punching people in the face.
Yes,
they're fun.
One of these days, we need to get you in the crew on GTA, and we can go and do some failed heists.
Fail
some heists.
That'd be fun. We should do that.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I need to update, and I should probably upgrade my freaking memory
That's
card.
something we can talk about at dinner, how we're going to do the logistics of Division.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
But yeah, so what else
to be
playing
Division this weekend.
Yeah, we'll be playing Division. Hopefully we can get those videos like recorded and then up.
Yeah, because it's only going to be 3 days.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get those videos recorded and up on the collaboration, on the Class 4 Outbreak channel. At least probably a best of bits.
Right. So other than Life is Strange, Oxenfree, I'm going to be starting Dying Light and Alien Isolation. That's pretty much all I'm doing right now. That's it for...
You're doing Dying Light on what system?
All that's Xbox. I just don't have enough. I don't have enough storage on my PS4.
I kind of want to do some of the newer stuff, but like there's not really a whole lot of new stuff.
Can your PC run it?
Maybe. I don't want to buy it again. I already have it.
I know you don't have.
I'm just gonna buy the season pass.
You don't have to buy it again though. During the Steam holiday sale, I bought 4 copies of Dying Light. So I give 3 to my friends because I wanted to play that game with some people. So I've got 3 extra copies still. I've got 3 extra copies still. I've been looking for somebody to play it with. Same with Depth. I've got 3 extra copies of Depth right now as well.
I could.
Depth
You should have told me that. I went to buy
Depth is a game where you stab the sharks, right?
Yeah, it's really good too. So I just threw this last bit in here. We do have a few people who watch this show regularly. Comments in the videos. Get on YouTube. Comment. Just tell us what you want to watch.
Like the video.
Yeah,
like the video. Share the video. Tell your friends.
I'm actually paying attention to Twitter and Facebook, so if there's stuff that they want us to talk about, let us know, because a lot of time it's us yelling at each other before the podcast starts, trying to figure out what we want to talk about, and then only talking about like 3 of the 8 topics we come up with.
If you have any questions that you want us to read on the episode, we'll do that too. So just throw everything in the comments. Tweet us, Facebook us, message us on YouTube.
Find us where we work.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, do it.
You're holding up the line. Let's go.
I'm the job.
So find Megan at work.
It's not that bad.
But you can tweet me. But
I can call security to remove you.
She can.
Or, I can call security to remove you, but they'll...
So, Megan, where do you work?
They'll get there, but I'll beat the shit out of you before that happens.
But no, seriously.
It's more for your safety.
Get in the comments. Be active. I know there are a couple of you that watch regularly, so...
And if there's something you guys want to see any of us play, let us know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we all pretty much have everything under the sun.
As I'm sure you know.
I just can't play console.
This guy right here.
That guy right there.
Giant backlog of games.
Let me just bust open one of your sealed collector's editions and just borrow this game for a second. You never know, because I mean,
be true.
all the stuff
I would notice because the package would have been opened.
This Funko figure has been moved slightly an inch. Like this bitch has been in my shit. But yeah. So that concludes episode 4.
Yep.
Of the newly named
Class 4
Outbreak podcast. So no more console wars because we don't console war enough.
Yeah, we don't really. I mean, we all pretty much agree that
everything is great.
He likes Xbox. We both like PC, but we don't knock on other consoles.
Yeah,
so
you do.
They both have. They all have.
You are the console war.
They all have their merits. It's just Microsoft sucks.
See.
I'm not saying
back to console wars.
He's not saying the Xbox One sucks.
I'm not saying Xbox
Microsoft
One sucks. I hate Microsoft because they won't give me
That's
my account
a sentiment we can all agree with.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we admit Windows 8 was a bad idea? Windows Vista was a bad idea?
I like Windows 8.
That's because you're.
I didn't game on it. I'm sorry.
It just kind of every time somebody says those words, I just want.
I mean, I like Windows 10 better.
My spleen just tries to work its way out of my throat.
Let's end this episode.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I want food.
Yeah, just look for our content.
We'll see you guys next time.
We will tweet. We will post on Facebook whenever we have a new video coming up. So, see you guys next time in the next video.